The game is King Arthur Pendragon. The year is still 501. We are in the county of Summerland for the 6th episode of this year. And we'll go ahead and introduce the players.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I play Owen of Bearn-Eaca Manor. Currently, I'm about to destroy her knights.
And a very great timing. Yeah.
For sure. Definitely.
You're not going to need it anytime soon.
Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I play Lady Beatrice technically now, so...
Oh, yeah. It's a slight upgrade.
Spellcaster. Yeah, it's very slight. I don't know, spellcaster of... I never say the right thing. Barrowcrest. She does magic stuff. Which?
It's up to you.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yep.
I'm a woman.
I'm gonna start saying that whole sentence every time.
Alright. It gets the point across. Alright, we'll go to Nicole next.
I'm Nicole. I play Sir Elian, the Lost, who's not so lost anymore, but is currently in a lot of trouble with Olin because they do not expect something from one of their
We'll
I
just,
need help.
we'll just, what we'll do is we'll get Olin distracted with some other problems, like the banners of King Mark as he enters this particular scene. So, all right. We have upgraded Beatrice's title to Lady Beatrice. That is an official thing. Everyone now has a formal title. And what a prefix, right? That's what we call it.
It only took us a year playing this game to get to that point.
Not a lady, not a lady, not a lady. Well, you are now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Too late now. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and dive in. When we left off, we were basically just completing the marriage of Beatrice to Cadogan, and as the ceremony ended and the fun began, the 3 golden lions on the red shield could be seen in the distance. The heraldry of Prince Mark. All right. So, with that in mind, folks. Hey, where'd the Roll20 go? Hold on.
Aw.
Oh,
The Roll20 dice be missing.
Oh no.
fascinating.
Oh, that's why. It had me in the wrong game.
Oh.
So you're not in it.
It backed up to Summerland Enchantment, but it had me in Pendragon Anarchy for some reason.
Wild.
Right. So that would be why that music was missing. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right.
I can hear music.
Yeah. Now it's
Very gentle music for the amount of anxiety I'm feeling.
yeah, that's true. Let's see. See if we can make it a little.
Don't turn on the battle music; it'll make it worse.
We won't make it that. We'll make it something a little more. There we go. Okay, and then let me try that again. The arrival of Prince Mark. Hold on. Come on. Get there.
Do it.
Oh, damn it. The arrival of Prince Mark, who I apparently don't have here. I cannot find the token. Did this happen last time? I feel like it happened last time.
Yeah, because we saw it right at the end, and I don't think he even brought up.
There we go.
There he is. He looks miserable.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. So, several well-armored knights riding in very formal fashion, so they seem to be well organized. but riding under the banners of peace, make their way towards Barrowcrest. And I believe, Elian, you had sounded the alarm or the concern, the announcement rather, that new guests had arrived.
I sent the dumbass kid back to tell everyone, and he essentially said, "Y'all can die."
Yeah, he said you could. I hope it all burns. He said, "I hope it all burns."
Oh yeah.
I don't blame him.
Really?
It's basically freed really angsty kid.
Yep. Well, good news.
So it's Elian and a very drunk Menudos who is throwing up.
Yes. Let's see if he's still throwing up. It's con roll time.
How we doing, Menudos?
He's okay. He's holding it down now.
Hey.
Yeah. He stopped.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Oh. What was the meal again? I was gonna make a comment.
It was low.
The green sauce, yeah.
It was
He's like,
green
oh,
sauce.
it's the last time I have that green sauce when I'm drinking.
Oh, we had roast eagle. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark and his conroys are making their way here. What do you want to do? What is the formal response?
Can I do a courtesy check and see if Elian knows?
You know.
Or do I know?
Yeah, that's what you sent them back, right?
I sent the kid back.
Because you knew that Mark was coming.
Yeah.
We confirmed that last time. Yep, so you know that.
Yeah.
And then the kid came back and basically made a mockery of it, but he still presented the information. So now the scene cuts over to...
Okay, good. We didn't do that part. Yeah.
I thought we did. That's where...
No.
It might have told Elian as he was running away. That
Oh, right. So he said that to Elian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see. Kid's clearly pretty reckless, but I will give him a -5. Okay. Yeah, he still is going to be reckless. So, he's going to take off into the forest. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And we never see him again.
Oh no.
Did we get his name? I didn't write it down.
No.
You certainly did.
Smack.
I feel like we did, but I didn't write it down.
Yeah, you certainly did.
I can get it.
For now, he is the name of the kid who got smacked. Tungi.
Who I'm listening is AH. What?
He was a teen, mid-teen.
I keep getting the sound over each other.
You have...
Kid's name is Tungier.
Headgear, okay.
Tungier.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Is it with a U or an E?
Tungyr.
I think it was Tunger because I made a stupid joke.
I'm sure you did.
All right. So, we will do another awareness roll from Olwen and Beatrice. Elian.
Geniality?
Nope.
No.
Sure not.
Failed.
Olwen is busy, distracted, and having a good time. Let's see about Beatrice. Okay.
Somehow not.
Okay, so we'll check in on that for a second, but I think... No, we'll check on that now. Beatrice is way off in the distance, towards the edge of your lands. You see banners. Clearly a number of knights moving this way, because there are multiple banners, which would mean multiple conroys. You can test heraldry. I will give you a +5.
I would also, because I was coming out of the apothecary with Cadogan. I would see if he has better, because this is gonna be rough. Yeah, see, we were so close.
It looks super familiar to you.
Yeah.
You can say something if you want, but you spot it, you just don't recognize what it is. You don't know.
Grab Cadogan to have him look, and then I'm gonna yell to Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Cadogan's gonna know because he was the one sent down, or he made his way down to spy in Cornwall for Paul. Yep. So he recognizes those banners. He says, "Those are King Idris's banners. Cornwall's here."
Great.
They're riding though. It doesn't look to be a raiding party or anything of the sort. Looks formal.
Grab Owen.
Hmm.
She hasn't already come over here.
Yeah, if she was called for, she would head over at once.
Cornwall came to pay a visit.
Did you invite Cornwall?
I did not invite Cornwall.
Well, I suppose we should go and receive them.
Yep.
That accidental oops, I invited all of Cornwall to my wedding.
Oops.
The army, specifically.
Only
the Knights of Cornwall, all of them.
Beatrice, why would you do that? It's so weird.
Just added one name wrong on the email. Distribution
One
list.
person.
I thought the distribution list was smaller than that. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna zoom in on Elian, just because they're gonna meet this group at least a couple minutes before Owen and Beatrice are present. So it's you and Minotos.
Minotos, who just stopped puking.
Yep. He's like, oh. He's
drunk
like, oh.
puking at that. He was drunk puking.
He's doing his best.
Oh, great. It isn't Cornwall. Our closest friends. He says that to you. They're not in earshot yet.
Yeah, she said. She kind of says in the same tone. I guess it could be Salisbury. That might be worse.
I beg to differ, actually.
Well, I would say you're a bit biased, but okay.
It's true. All right. So with this, the man very clearly knighted, has chainmail on, very finely sort of positioned with attire around him. Looks like it's like, oh, he's going to court versus I'm about to fight a war.
Okay, that's good. That's a good sign.
I don't know if you recognize its mark, though.
Probably not.
Okay.
If he's a prince, she wouldn't have known about him before. She hasn't really investigated Cornwall.
True. All right. You know what? Just for fun, just a flat recognize.
No.
Yeah. You can tell he's someone important. Maybe the diplomat or part of the, you know, their kingdom, so maybe one of the royal family.
Okay. She'll hail him. He's someone important in Cornwall.
He'll ride forward and look at you. Sir Knight?
Sir, if you're here for the wedding, you're a tad late. But the festivities are still going on.
Very well. Whose wedding, might I ask?
The wedding of Lady Beatrice and Sir Cadogan.
Neither of those names sound familiar. I heard that the king was present. Is that true?
Which one?
Do you not know your own king here in Summerland?
Why
I thought
do you mean
perhaps they
Summerland
would teach
king?
you better.
Had we?
He
Believe
nods.
he is among the guests.
You believe,
You probably
or
roll
he
something to see if
is?
she'd say that. Alien has not seen him, I believe, specifically. Alien's been busy
I'm trying to
doing
remember.
the unsavory labor stuff with Rockvale and Gear.
I'm trying to determine if that's like you hiding it or not, because I think you know. I think I need an intrigue roll from you, please.
Succeeded.
Okay. You do your best to sort of politely feign the question. He nods. He says, "Oh, I see. Well, perhaps I'll have to take my chances then." Well done, Sir Elian. Sorry, out of character, did you mention your name? No. He says, "Well done, sir. I don't think I have your name. I'm Prince Mark of Cornwall."
Honor to meet you, Sir Elian, and this is Hermanotos, previously of Salisbury.
He looks and he says, "Well,
Imagine Hermanotos
that's
was like wiping his face off.
yeah." Minoros is wiping his face off, but when you call him by name, he looks up at you. He has a look like uh-oh on his face. And Mark says, "You have to be kidding me. This drunkard here was one of Uther's knights? Unless there's another Minotos, the name does not sound like one I would see in every corner." Minotos looks at him, clearly annoyed, very much insulted. And he says, "Yeah, that's me, all right." Mark just shakes his head and says, "Summerland truly is strange." And about that time, Elian, you kind of turn and you can see Olwen and Beatrice being escorted by some of the knights this way.
Thank you for so warmly receiving our guests. I have the pleasure of knowing who they are.
This is Prince Mark of Cornwall.
You're very quiet today, Nicole. Just FYI.
Sorry. This is Prince Mark of Cornwall.
I see. Well, to what do we owe the pleasure, Prince Mark of Cornwall?
He kind of looks around. I'm gonna do another test here.
Yeah.
He says, "You must be the lady of this manor. I assume your lord husband is nearby?"
I don't. No.
You don't. You don't know if he's nearby. I understand sometimes
I don't have
weddings.
a husband.
I see. And like some of the men, because what's your appearance, Olin?
28.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So some of the Cornish knights, you can see, like, they get excited at that notion. Yeah. Yeah. But Mark doesn't, overreact. He does kind of turn to. I just want to check one thing. How? Oh. Okay. No, I was playing that right. He kind of turns sort of abruptly, almost rudely away from Olwen and says, "These are the bride and groom, I presume, mostly by their garb."
Indeed.
I see. Excuse me for saying, but it seems like much ado for a simple manor. And are you related to King Cadwy? What brings you here?
No.
What brings the king here?
Well, we're just very good friends. Or at least we've done work in the past.
Work in the past. Right.
Yes. Helped him out with, I don't know, what do your subjects do for you? When he asks for help, we
anything
give
I
it.
ask.
Well then, there you go.
He nods. But mostly they are my father's subjects. I am but a prince, as you know. And I'm here on behalf of my father, King Idris.
I see. So, as sort of a diplomatic envoy for a local wedding?
No, we actually are here to see the king. But the diplomatic envoy is quite accurate.
I see. Is he aware of your coming?
I hope
rival?
he is to be made aware by my presence here.
That certainly would do. You've come at a bit. We might still have some, treats and such left over if Beatrice is of the mind to your wedding. I could lead them up there or elsewhere.
His eyes turn to Beatrice.
I think she's gonna look at Cadigan and whatever vibe she's getting off his face. I'm like, if we want to deal with this,
he's probably got like a shrug, like what choice do we have? Kind of minor look. Yeah.
Well, we might as well. It's already ended up far bigger than I anticipated at this point, so.
Indeed. I can't guarantee how much will be left, but if you'd like, we can find you a space to stick around, and I can see about bringing the king to you.
Excellent. That sounds grand. If you can find us the finest spot you have, that would be most wonderful. We are willing to pay, of course, if 100 Librum sounds fair and enough for our stay here.
I suppose. It's offered as a wedding gift.
Well, it's for the lady of the manor, so...
Sure.
But, yes, of course, a wedding gift is in order as well. How rude of me. We will...
It's really okay.
Oh, yes.
I don't... in the most respectful way possible. I don't know you.
Oh, of course. I wasn't implying that we needed anything more. I was simply, just... Don't worry about it. It's fine. But yes, all of Summerland is lovely. Shall we?
He nods. Please, lead away.
All right. And she will do so. And just kind of like go up to Beatrice, like as they're going, is like, "Do you want to split it?"
I can't. What would I do with 50 Libram?
I didn't exactly get you a gift.
You give some of it to Ellie, and Ellie could train the
Yeah.
knights better.
Yeah, we can split it three
She's just
ways.
been throwing things at them.
Oh god, so I really have to have a talk with her.
It worked. It was effective. I just...
Yeah, some proper training wouldn't...
How about this? Get Cadogan proper knight armor.
Alright, I can do that.
That's what I want. Split the rest between you and Elian.
Alright, sure.
Yeah, honestly, Elian's first thing would definitely be to get gear that is proper for everybody. Like chargers.
And then they will go up, do so. Do the thing.
To the end of the wedding.
Yes.
With Cornwall randomly here.
At least they crash it at the end.
That's valid. They waited till the ceremony was over, and everyone is very pleased for that.
Mm-hmm. We're far enough into the feast that Minodos is properly drunk. I assume that's a good enough time.
I think we only had one round left anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like end.
Yeah, this is gonna blow the last round. That's kind of the point.
Yeah,
There's
it's
an
fine.
interruption.
Yeah. What a dance, alas.
Okay. We will, like, as Prince Mark's envoy here, kind of arrive and settle in. I assume the event's gonna kind of continue, like, you know, it's going to proceed, like from let's start the dancing again. Let's start the event. All that jazz.
Absolutely.
So I think what we'll do is we'll go away from standard process for feast, and we'll just get you all to make one more action. And if it's something, by action I mean we're gonna roll and test something, and you're gonna tell me what you're proposing you're gonna test and for what purpose. Then we'll test it, and it leads to success if you succeed. So let's start. Whoever is ready first, so I'm putting on the spot here.
I don't know what I would test for this. You could tell me what would be most appropriate.
Sure.
I, in the nicest way possible, would, and it doesn't need to be RP'd. She wants to say hi to her father because that was the thing that she had promised. She also wants to, because Cornwall is here, she wants to get him out of there.
Okay, I gotcha.
She's not about to be like, here's a famous dude who killed a bunch of people, in Cornwall's face. So, for her father's safety, and she's going to explain that to him like that, like, she's going to, it's the end of the feast anyway, she's going to, like, essentially hide him.
All right. That makes sense. So you managed to get Sauron. He's a little less cursed now, but you find him. Give me 2d100. I just want to see what this guy's up to. It'd be kind of funny, like now that he's left to his own devices again.
Like what he did.
What did he do?
80 and 15.
Okay, give me one sec. $80 and 15. All right, for 80 change.
I didn't like that.
Okay. Okay. You look around for him, and you can't find him. And you're like, you're getting nervous.
Where's the guard dude that we put next to
him? You hear a voice behind you. It says, Beatrice. It's like a whisper, so you can't quite tell who it is.
Turn around.
You see two monks with their hoods up, and it's your father and the guard.
Hi.
You told us you wanted him to be not as out in the open. We thought this was the best disguise.
I mean, it isn't the worst one you could have come up with.
Sir Ron's like, he wasn't the one who came up with it, so he just kind of shrugs. Yeah.
Cornwall is here. Knights in tow. I don't know where your journey took you, but if it took you through there at all and anything happened, I would suggest we get you somewhere safe before they notice.
He looks down and he says, There were different times, different stages, depending on... There were times where I had more control of the sword and other times where the sword had more control of me. When it was later, I'd follow a trail of bloodlust. It could take me anywhere. I've awoke at times across all of the island, and I believe some of that may have been it in Cornwall.
So, let's get you somewhere safe before they realize what's happening.
I forget the guard's name. Crazy.
It's a weird one. I'm going.
Yeah. What was that?
HWF. Wrote it as HWF.
You're really not coming in clear tonight.
I wrote it down as HWF.
Yeah, Huafa.
Wappa.
I'm just trying to fix audio quality because it's very off. I got you turned up to him.
It's Huafa.
I heard it. I'm not trying to fix that problem. I'm trying to fix
No.
Okay.
I was making a stupid
Gotcha.
Rebecca joke.
No. Gotcha. It was 107. I got you turned up to 170% right now, and I can barely hear you. So I don't know. Am I the only one that is having that issue?
No, I can't hear.
No, I can't hear either.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We're just gonna go to a minor break here because I can see this being an issue. Let's see if we can resolve. We'll be right back.
Sounds like a theater kid, like voice exercise.
We're back. We're all just like guapa.
We're in speech class today. Yeah.
Doing great.
So, okay. So I think we got Nicole turned up a bit, and more importantly, just not cutting out. So that will help. Okay. So, Quaffa, as it is, we'll say, all right. I'll take him to the keep, and we'll find a place to lay low. He's like overly clandestine here. He's very serious about this.
He's having too much fun with this.
Yeah, either that or he's afraid enough of Beatrice at this point that he's helping. I would.
Basics. Go ahead.
They requested the nicest place, so I guess stay away from the nicest place, but anything else is fair game.
Well, it depends on where Olwen is putting them.
Yeah. I'll come and see you soon. It's ending anyway, and I really don't want a fight to break out. There's already a chance it might. I mean, it's us.
He nods. I understand. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
And with that, the two monks will...
She's going to say, Papa.
Yeah.
Have someone tell me where you end up so that I can actually find you.
He nods. Do you guys remember the spelling of the
HWA.
HWF.
Yeah.
HWFA.
Quaffa. Quaffa.
I
found him. Okay. Yep.
I wrote it down immediately because I thought it was hilarious.
Oh.
He has a great name.
Right. Hold on. Is this true? Because that's wild. I think so.
What?
Yeah. So because that's the only hoof I have. He's energetic 17. He's deceitful 19. He loves his family 18.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Because we made a comment about like what the most deceitful guy is guarding her.
Terrified of Beatrice though.
Oh, he's been influenced to have a little bit of fun.
I don't want him to have a directed trait of being afraid of Beatrice. I want it to exist.
Right.
I need something to make up for losing suspicious Beatrice and Cadogan.
That's a wild, deceitful 19.
That is a wild, deceitful.
Never tells us.
He's a great liar.
Pathological liar, just for no reason. Like, he's always telling stories.
Though.
That's what we'll say. He's just that guy that tells you stories. You're like, you don't even have a brother, and he's like,
yeah.
Just keeps
It'd be funny if I did.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Obviously, you haven't heard the rest of the story.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so while that's happening, is someone going to go to Cadwy, or are they gonna first, like, to warn him, or just gonna let it play out?
I'm gonna tell him.
Okay. Give me 2d100. This will be funny. Let's see what he's up to. That's...
Choking on his own vomit again.
Oh right, forgot about that.
99 and 86.
Okay. 1 second.
Wow.
He seems to be like when you get to him, he seems to be just looking down at the ground. It's very serious. Can't come, man. It's not likely to.
Olwen will go over and kneel next to him and
Arthur.
say,
Wayside.
Sire, my king, we have guests from Cornwall.
He looks up. Who?
Prince Mark. I don't know who that is. Something about Idris.
The new king of Cornwall.
I see.
Right. Do I look okay?
You always look lovely. But
Presentable?
are you feeling all right?
Oh, never better. Never better. Everything is
What was
fine.
that about Arthur?
The author.
The author? Oh, have you read a book?
Many.
Which one are you reading? Oh, yes.
It's by oh no, I can't pull it out of my head. I was gonna like Sir Thomas Mallory, the more. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
No, you wouldn't say that.
I know. Might.
He says, "Oh, just a series of treaties from Rome and many others." Anyways, all right. Well, we should begin.
Intrigue test.
All right.
Yes.
What is your goal?
She's trying to see, like, if he believes what he just said and if he's actually, like, okay.
The part about being ready and feeling okay?
Any of it. Like, yes. When she said, what was that about? An Arthur?
Yeah, he's really hard to read in that moment. It's like he's unclear in what he's even rambling about, what he was even stammering on about. But the rest of it, you get the vibe that he's ready as you can be when you're surprised by something like this. Given he just had like a seizure earlier today.
Yeah. So Olwen will, brush off his mantle and straighten up any of his clothes, make him as kingly as possible. Right, shall we?
Yes, of course.
Right. Let's go.
All right.
Shall we be concerned?
In what regard?
Well, I don't know. They knew you were here. For one.
Oh, with Cornwall. No, maybe. But not right now.
Sire, are you sure you're good?
I am. They didn't war this year with anyone. But they're on our southern border, so I suppose it's always good to make nice with our neighbors, as it were.
Indeed. Well, we shall present a smiling face and hopefully be as diplomatic as we can be. You're very charming, and I have my moments, so hopefully.
Oh, well, thank you. You can lead the way.
I shall. And she does.
Okay. This will be the one scenario where Brandon will show up. Yeah. Because
She's the sheriff.
Yeah. One sec. I have to find it real quick. I'm just gonna pull Mark onto the screen so we have it. Alright. He is. There we go. Okay, so for purposes Dean Brandon's there, and of course, Prince Mark. I'll let you do the introductions. And actually, you should probably do a courtesy test first to see how you do.
Oh, darlings. Success.
Okay, I'll let you do your introduction first, and then go from there.
Well, my esteemed guest, Prince Mark and company, this is King Cadwy of Summerland, and our esteemed sheriff, Branwen.
He looks at Cadwy and gives him an eye like, are you like, this is a king? You know what I mean? He doesn't say anything rude, but he just doesn't look particularly impressed with Cadwy, to say the least. And then he turns to Branwen, and he's like, "Oh, a lady is a sheriff."
Yes, and
is this
the
a
most
common tradition? I noticed that one of your knights. Sorry, let me take that one step back, because I think Elian, are you still androgynous looking? Yes. So he might have, because you have Sir Elian, so he won't. He might have noticed.
Weird dresses.
Yeah. You know what? He actually has a high intrigue, so he will say that. Like, he has intrigue 19, so we'll say that he does pick up on that. He says, because if I'm not mistaken, it seems that your Sir Elian is also a lady.
Indeed. I wouldn't exactly say it's a tradition, but we give titles and positions to those who are deserving of it. And Hanwin is one of the most capable people I know.
Branwen's like silent and looks super pissed off, but just nods. And Cadwy kind of, there's like an awkwardness, and Cadwy's like, "Well, welcome, Mark. Are you here for a short visit? Is there anything in particular I can help you with?" And Mark says, "Well, actually, that's what I'd like to talk with you about. Is it best we step aside?" And he's like, "Oh, no. I trust Olwen and Branwen with my life. So please, proceed as you will." And Mark looks annoyed at that. And he'll say, "Very well. King Cadwy, I'm actually here on a longer term stay. I hope, if it pleases you, my father would, and I, of course, would very much like for me to stay in Summerland and learn its ways. It's important for us to be good neighbors now that we share a border." And Cadwy says, Right. And I was just saying the same thing to Lady Olwen. Wasn't I, Olwen?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, it would be rude of me, to say the least, to ever deny a prince the right to stay with us here in Summerland. Of course, we won't be staying here. We'll be traveling back to my keep, but perhaps it would be best for now to spend the autumn as it were, in Bath, because Bath is a very nice Roman city, far away from this place and other places like it.
Indeed, Bath is quite lovely in autumn, actually. It's a wonderful idea, Cadwy.
Cadwy nods, and then Mark says, "Yes, Bath, right? Long Roman tradition." He says, "Oh yes, very long tradition. Wonderful warm baths too. You'll love it."
It's
known for its hot springs, out of character.
Yeah.
So as well.
Like, I don't think it's warm.
Yeah. So with that, Mark seems like satisfied. He's solved his goal. So he says, well, I don't wish to interrupt the celebration any further than I have. Let me step aside here and thank you, Lady Olwyn.
Of course. Thanks, Mark.
If you should ever need any assistance in marriage, I have many fine Cornish knights who would make wonderful husbands, he says.
That's so lovely of you to offer. I just haven't found the right person yet.
Yeah. With that, he'll nod and he'll head off. So. Yeah, so if we haven't cleared it yet, Mark has a courtesy of 6. So. Yeah.
You seem perfectly fine. Bit abrupt. Right then, festivities.
Hedwig says, indeed, back to things. Brandon's eyes just kind of stare at Mark as he walks away. When he's long gone, she spits on the ground and goes to walk away.
I love her. Anyway, dancing.
Okay. So, I think we cleared. That was Olwyn's action, as it were. Fair to say.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
That brings us to Nicole. Does Elian want to do?
Well, Elian's not enjoying the feast to begin with. I guess she's going to notice that Tungir skedaddled, so.
You can't find Tungir, yeah.
Yeah. She's assuming he skedaddled because he's an ale. He's a POS. So she'll check in with Brockvale.
Okay.
And then see what else needs to be doing.
I will know only if you care, just because it's been a week. This dude's here too.
Right. Yeah. I guess she just wants to make sure everything is okay before. Yeah. Everyone's busy. She's just gonna go talk to Melior. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I wrote it Meilyr.
Yeah, so maybe you're gonna check in with him, but your primary goal first is to make sure everyone's looked after. Make a temper roll. That's how you check in and make sure everything's okay in a feast. Right, so it's going to be 4 geniality for all of you, and this will be the final event of this. So, so everyone, it looks like everyone's doing okay. Elian, looks like things are under control. I guess the thing you would note is that it seems like the Cornish Knights have actually brought sort of like some of the celebration kind of down a bit. You know, it feels a little more like there's outside eyes on us, so we're gonna act a little more reserved, right? People aren't gonna let loose as much. You notice, like, even Meliodas has stopped drinking. So.
Meliodas?
Yeah. So. Yeah, why did I keep saying Meliodas?
She doesn't see that as a bad thing. She's like, it's a shame the party had to be ruined, but I should not try and get people super into it again because I don't trust these Cornish people.
Meliodas is a king of lioness.
Yeah. Oh, he's secret king, secret prince. Hello.
Yeah. Meliodas actually, just a behind the scenes thing. Meliodas gave birth to his, or not, he didn't give birth. Meliodas welcomed in a son this year by the name of Tristram.
Tristram.
Okay.
For him.
So, with everything looked after, why don't you give me 2d100, Alien?
Sorry, what?
2d100.
2d100.
Okay. $42 and 96.
42 and 96. Who is? It's got to be someone funny. I think it's gonna fit. It's got to be Lady Orion. Yeah.
Oh.
So she, when you go to find him, Lady Orion is like treating him like a pet she wants to befriend, and like that cat that's getting way too much attention at the time they don't want it. He is backing. Melier is backing right the hell off.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, she just seems excited, and that's kind of what you approaching on Sir Elian as you get closer.
I think she kind of wants to subtly and politely kind of give Melier some space for Brienne, like pull Brienne back a little or get between them a little.
Yep.
She's overexcited and it's overstimulating for both of them, obviously.
I think with your past temperate roll, it's done in a way where it's like it does, like even Lady Rian's able to go, yeah, no, I'm being a bit a bit much. So Lady Rian says, oh, I should go see if I can find Lady Olwen, see if she needs any help with anything.
I do.
She kind of before she goes, Alien goes she's entertaining Prince Mark. He's
There's a prince here?
Yeah, he's wanting to introduce some Cornish knights to her because obviously she must be married.
I should go help her with that then.
Yeah.
She wanders off.
She's essentially like giving him the lay of the ground of like, if you don't want to be around that, probably don't go there. But it'd be nice if you could help her.
Hey, welcome in, Raiders.
Hi, Raiders.
Good to see y'all. All right, we are playing Pendragon tonight. Pendragon 5.2 because we haven't cut over to the new game quite yet. We will soon. Hey, thanks for the follow. Alto Panda. All right. So, that gives you a chance to talk to your fairy friend, as it were. You're not friend.
New acquaintance.
Yes. All right. So, how do you want to approach this? What do you? He actually, you know what? He'll kind of turn to you and be like, "Thank you. It was nice to meet her," he says. He stops himself.
She's nice, but very enthusiastic.
That's the right
word. Her family is actually related to brownies, so I think she was especially excited.
Oh, well, that makes sense then. Are you enjoying the feast?
She kind of looks around and she doesn't want to say she's not, but she she also doesn't lie, so she's kind of shrugs and goes,
Right. thank you very much for all the follows and raiders. I really appreciate it. That hit us at the 250 mark. Wow, and some. Really appreciate it. We have crossed the goal.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hit 8 goblins to celebrate.
Super appreciated. We just killed the goal. All right. Is there like I think he'll be like, can I help you with something or? And it's less like cutting you off, and he's more like actually asking if he can help you with something.
Blood and Glass. I need you to tell me more about what happened to Blood and Glass.
Yes, right. Well, it seems that the king of over there didn't exactly approve. Well, many of us are. Well, we're not Seelie. Many of us come from the Feywild, others from unseelie lands, and all of us had good intentions, and well, she fostered us there without the king's permission, and there were to be consequences. It seemed that the court of the Seelie thought the consequences should be her end. She was set to be executed. We didn't stay to find out. It seemed quite decided. I think I need to test something, because does that change? What does that change for you and your familiarity? I mean, you didn't know why, right? I think we established that.
I didn't know why, yeah.
Now that you know that she was doing something, how do you feel about her decision, first off?
Well, Elian's high honor, so I think she sees it as she was doing what she saw was the honorable, good thing.
Okay. Do you feel it was just?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she thinks the punishment is not matched.
Okay. I want you to make a d6 roll, please.
Four.
All right. You will add that to suspicious for King of over there. All right. With that, is there anything else, any specific questions you want to ask Elian before I move forward to, well, advance the night, basically?
No, nothing that needs to happen on screen.
Okay.
Just assume they're still talking about things.
Okay. All right, so they mingle for a while. The night's going to, of course, continue on into the evening, and then the processions will end. And I think we'll just simply move forward. Is that a fair way to proceed?
Yeah.
Like I think we can move forward into the rest of the year proper, and the wedding crown comes off, the coronet.
It also it was planned that it was going to come off the minute the wedding was over, but also it's starting to hurt my head.
Yeah.
So it served its purpose.
Okay, so advancing into the pagan year a bit more, we're gonna take a look here. we are into... well, we're in towards the end of summer. We're going to move into autumn.
Oh, no. No, go back. No, go back.
Yeah.
I don't want to. No.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, before we do that, Beatrice needs to make a spiritual test.
Absolutely. I haven't tested that in a while.
It's true.
I haven't ticked, or apparently it hasn't been that long because I haven't ticked. Success.
Oh. Yeah, I think you probably haven't ticked because the wedding quest, is it worth that you went on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the good old time.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not a great success, but it was a success.
That's a little overkill. Okay. No, that's that one. That's too specific. This one?
I didn't hear the first one, but I heard the weird.
Yeah, this will do. Okay.
Oh, no.
So we move to autumn. We have Olwen, of course, who will be going across to the Barrow Vale as per the annual move. So she'll be crossing over the Unseelie Court to fulfill her role as the Autumn Princess.
Indeed.
That will put somebody in charge. So who's in charge this time, Olwen?
Does the new lady want to be the lady?
Have you seen the new lady's courtesy score? Probably not. I feel like Dane has been the de facto but if you want to put Beatrice in charge, we can see what happens.
If Beatrice is entirely up to you, I will.
I don't think Beatrice is reaching for it.
All right, then it goes to Dane.
Oh, you can all add like 20 glory for meeting Prince Mark because he's still royalty.
Marking that down.
And it was 4 geniality each, by the way.
It actually wasn't an intentional.
Marking it down. That's funny. Yeah, I missed that pun.
Screwed out a little bit, and I was like, "Well, that was painful." It hurt me, Rebecca.
Good. If you don't groan after a pun, it's not as satisfying.
Okay, let's figure out. So we're gonna kind of do a little bit of what we did last time. There's gonna be some things that come your way, Olwen, for you to address, and there's going to be some things that there's going to be some things that you have to address that are not your option, but you also get one sort of emphasis that you can focus on this court. Anything you want to zero in on. And maybe I'll give you to the end of these to figure out what that is. That way, if something changes or you're inspired by one of these events that you roll on, we can go from there. Okay. So we're gonna swap out some of these names, but we're gonna use the same kind of idea. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, so we have an ordinary poor. Okay, I'll get 2 D100, Olwen. These are 2 commoner base, so we're not going to use them. A goat adulterer. I could see that going sideways with the Unseelie. Yeah. 7136. Okay. Interesting. All right. And I will get a d20 from you as well. Okay. We're going to go with... there is... I won't do that. We got too many of those. Yeah, no, we'll do that. A troll. You don't see a lot of trolls in Unsily Lands. Fairy lore, actually.
Fairy lore.
Okay, and then folklore as well.
Always good. Failure.
Okay. You're quite confident that trolls aren't technically part of... If they're part of Faerie, it's not here. But they behave like silly, or at least that's the rumors about them. They seem to be, you know, like, kind of talked about more widely to the eastern shores of Britain. And that's what you're familiar with. Nevertheless, one has been captured by a series of goblins. They've tied it up and dragged it to you.
Right. So, what am I to do with this?
Well, we captured it, the thing that, and they kind of look at each other like they haven't thought it out past that. They kind of go, it's an offering. Do you want us to cook? We could cook and eat it if you'd rather.
Do you think you could?
Well,
it's rather large.
Captured it. Hey, welcome in, Liching Hour. Good to see you, friends.
Hey. I mean...
it would feed us for months.
What was it doing that made you want to capture it?
It crossed over into your lands. Into your mother's lands.
I see. And you wait until now?
No, we just recently found it.
Right. I see. Well... Oh, gods. What were you doing here? And she'll address the troll.
He grunts and he kind of looks around, looks at you, narrows his eyes. He says, well, I was walking through the forest. I came here. Somehow.
So you didn't mean to?
That seems to bother him. Of course I mean to.
And what was your business?
Eating. He looks at the goblins.
So you were going to eat the goblins?
I eat whatever I want.
Well, I suppose if you were going to eat them, and then they managed to capture you. How did they manage to capture you?
They're bigger than this group.
Uh-huh. So just lots and lots of them then.
They don't seem to refute that. He nods.
Well, from what it seems like it was self-defense. And the hunter became the hunted.
He shrugs.
Well, I suppose if they were going to kill you and eat you, first to the goblins, then an eye for an eye, I suppose.
They begin to pull out daggers.
Not here, just anywhere else. No.
They stop and the troll like grunts and tries to get free, and you see them, the 24 of them. By the way, they aren't weak. Like, they're little, but goblins in this setting are quite strong. Quite strong indeed. They are strength 16 creatures.
Strong.
So they manage to pull and they drag the thing out. I want you to make... that wasn't much in the way of just or arbitrary, I don't think. What was the purpose? What made your ruling
The
there?
motivation?
Yeah.
Just what she said. Like, if he fully admitted to his motivation for coming over being to hunt and kill goblins, and the goblins got one up on him, I mean, it's just like any wild animal would. Like, if a wolf is being hunted, they're gonna, attack the hunter.
Okay. You know what? Give me a just test. Let's see if this.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Success
Take it.
on just.
Okay, we will move forward. We're gonna kind of go left to right, and we're gonna do this twice through these.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to Emily. 2D100. Let's see what you are dealing with.
Yep.
And remind me, was it a Dane who was named leader?
Dane is, yeah.
Are you staying
I'm
during
helping.
the fall? Are you staying in, for the most part, are you staying in or around Barrowcrest?
Oh yeah, no, she's not going anywhere. She's not going over there.
Okay.
There's no way.
Who escorted you this time, Olwen?
I suppose, Rockvale? Since he ran after me the last time, I don't know that I would trust him to not do so.
Right. Okay. No,
and I don't want him lost for a whole year. Again.
Again.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to go anywhere with Olwen.
Yeah, it's true.
It could literally be the worst place ever. It kind of is. And he's just like, she
fine.
chose me.
It's charming.
Is he a dog, like a puppy dog?
I got
He's my little puppy.
75.
70 and 5. All right, let's see what we're dealing with.
5. I always get one number that's like super high or super low. And it makes me nervous. I feel like on either end it's rough.
Okay.
I don't. I get so nervous when I roll random events because any mannerism Bob does, immediately I'm like, well, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Nicole, are you sticking around, or are you doing it. You know what? Make 2d100. We're just gonna test something here too.
38 and 3.
Nervous for the Barrowcrest crew.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay. So who's most likely to be like the outrider of this group of knights? Who would do the most sort of busybody traveling?
I think Alien had been doing that prior to the wedding. They were sending her back and forth between the cities to check up on things.
Okay. Give me a hunting test.
Oh no!
Yeah, we gotta always.
You had to say Alien, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying she was doing it before.
Yeah, that's true. Yay, Lucky!
Good job.
Not a great one, but a success.
It's a success, though.
Which,
So,
by
That's
definition,
all
makes
that
it great for
matters.
Alien.
Alien, in early autumn, you're out hunting on the northern pass, not far from Winterborn. Jeez, Barrowcrest Manor. I almost said Winterborn Gunnet too. I wasn't even gonna get the right one.
Goodness.
So, I haven't watched Eric's stream in, well, I did actually Sunday, but it's been a couple days. So at this point, you see some, like, you see a young rider on a roundsea moving quickly towards you. What do you want to do with that, Alien? He doesn't look like he's armored. He doesn't have a weapon in his hand.
No heraldry.
No. As he gets closer, he doesn't even look highborn.
Okay, so highborn courtesies aren't going to apply. And they look like they're in a hurry.
Yeah.
She wants to stop them.
Okay. How so?
I think she's going to pull the I'm a knight, you have to check with me first kind of.
So you're going to halt him or hark?
Yeah, halt. Yeah, hark.
Okay, he'll slow down and ride towards you. He says, I must be quick. I'm making for Barrowcrest Manor. He's like 14 years old. He's a young kid.
That's where I come from. What is the nature that makes you need to take such haste?
It's my lady's manor in Shooten. They're being raided.
Alien will turn round and essentially have him run back with her.
Okay, so you're gonna head back. Okay, so we'll move this scene then into the point where, like Beatrice, Adane, Dogged, Cadogan are all present when you ride in.
Now she takes the boy in too, so he can deliver the message.
Okay.
Hopefully, since he's with her, he won't get late at all.
Yeah, I don't think there's any issue reaching there. So as you, as the knights are about the courtyard, knights and ladies are about the courtyard. The boy being ushered in, kind of steps in, a mixture of being incredibly intimidated for being here, very clearly not used to this sort of message, but also a sense of urgency in his eyes as he looks to all of you. He says, "It's Teuton Manor. My lady, they're being raided. She sent me to seek help." And that's Lady Rian, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to say that Edane isn't here in this very moment, because I think it's going to then... she's out. Well, we're going to back it up a sec. Her and Dogged are out on, like, just a afternoon ride together. Like, just real close in the grove.
Dogged is trying to make up for that almost a year being away.
Yeah. He's still in the dog
Trying
pound.
to get out of sleeping out of the barn.
Yeah. Dog house?
Yeah. Okay.
How many nights do we have?
I thought it was just like
Cadogan, Dogged, Elian,
worse.
Brockvale. Brockvale's gone.
Brockvale. Oh, right. It's so every Dogged.
Oh, wait, we have 5.
Every Bowie, Dogged, Elian.
Cadogan.
No. And Minotos.
Has Minotos ever fought with
Yes.
us? I thought he just, like, even in the big battle with my mother, he was in the tower.
He did once, and he couldn't fit into his armor.
He just barely fit into his armor.
He barely fit into his armor.
He has not fought effectively for us yet. I'm not counting him until he can.
He did poorly.
He helped Owen. How dare you? You guys have to encourage him and be nice.
You're not there, Owen.
Yeah. I'll raid you guys.
Is that Bowie over there going, you have to encourage him.
You have to encourage him.
We're still their liege lord, aren't we? Just want to ask to whatever knight is closest to her.
Yes. It's
probably Cadogan.
Yeah, probably is Cadogan.
Probably your husband.
They'll say, indeed. Lady Olwen is their Vavasaur.
Yep. We're gonna have to do something. We can't do nothing. Okay. Who... Well, I shall look at the knights. Who wants to go? Some are going to need to.
Elian will stand forward. I think it'd be best for Evray, Bowie, and I to go, so as we don't have too many nights away from the manor.
Yeah.
I would leave the manor with 2.
I could go, but I can't promise that I'd actually be any help, so...
We merely left behind a witch and Minotos, so that kind of counts as another night.
I suppose.
We have 3 going. Plus whatever other people we can muster, but nights-wise, we have 3.
And even split.
She looks back. She looks back to the boy and she goes, "Are they being raided by Saxons?"
He shakes his head like he's not sure. I don't know. I don't even know where they came from.
Well, at least they're human. That's a good start.
Boy, go feed yourself and stay here if you feel safer here.
He nods. Hold on.
Oh, and I forgot you have the squire knight.
I know, I was gonna say, my squire.
You have the squire. You have Bowie's squire, who's essentially been kidnapped, and you have Nye, who has not been officially squired.
Yeah. Waiting for a chance to say, where's my squire? To me, child.
Okay. So, who's leading this? Let's start there.
I was assuming Alien.
I think Alien by default is because she was kind of acting head of the knights when Dogwood wasn't there.
Yep. So Alien, who's going with Alien in this case?
Faerie and Bowie.
Bowie.
All right. Good times.
Of course.
Faerie, Bowie, Alien. So, well, that's perfect because there's one of each. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally did not plan that out. Wasn't at all, in fact, my indecision.
All right. So, in that case, I need all of you test battle, test weapon of your choice, test horsemanship.
Ugh.
Why? Oh, I'm looking at Beatrice's. I was like, why is my battle so bad?
Battle.
Fun fact, Beatrice does have a battle score.
Can I impassion?
No, not for these.
Okay. Just double checking.
Why does it still have it as Beatrice?
Ugh. All right.
I succeeded everything. Not great. I succeeded.
Success on everything, bare failure on horsemanship, though.
Bowie has a -4 to horsemanship or 3?
-5.
-5. That means I have a +5. Okay.
Yeah.
I just needed to remember.
You're so good together.
You know? I succeeded on all 3.
Nice.
I want that.
I would roll a raid.
I mean, at least it wasn't on us. So.
Yeah, it happens to be on one of my wife.
And so I might have been the one who rolled the raid.
Okay. And then I gotta test a couple things here.
Look at those letters.
Not at all concerning.
Nope.
No, it'll be fine.
Saxon, Jaren, Glevum, Cornwall.
Oh, and I totally forget this time that my sword is currently blessed by Deanna, so I have an extra damage done.
Okay.
I forgot to use that last time.
Okay, so the raid is driven off. We're gonna test something though, real quick. Does Bowie have? Bowie does have a squire, yes?
Yes, he does.
I need you to make a squire test. This is really important.
Squire.
Do you know his age?
He was a teenager.
We did validate that, I think. I want to say...
I can't remember if it was 17. Feels right, but I don't know for sure.
17 seems appropriate.
Okay. $16.
Okay. So Bowie, when you're enhorsed, they actually move to take you like captive, right? They're gonna ransom you, and your squire fends them off on your behalf.
Look at him.
Okay. Bowie, when you're unhorsed, yeah.
Stockholm Syndrome, it totally works.
Yeah.
I like to believe the amount of times these guys have been in battle and like they're all riding in and Bowie just disappears. Like as they're riding, they're just like, and nope.
And he's gone.
We're still coming though.
Yeah, we're still going.
Horse is still going, yeah. Like suddenly there's just not night on that horse.
Right. So lots of successes all around. You guys are going to probably be the deciding factor, like very clearly and heroically. Your knights ride in, and the damage is already done to the crops in the place, so they're in bad. They're going to be in bad shape. Juten is this year, but you see that you managed to free Sir Ryland. Ryland? How would you say that?
Riesland.
Yeah, he fights like a demon in this fight, but he actually you see like two dead men when you get there, but they've managed to surround him and pull him off his horse at this point. So the three of you ride in. You start to make short work of the enemies. Some of them do get away. You're not left with any captives. That's it. No crits means no captives. So no cap. That's where the phrase came from.
Yep.
No captives. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, so what does that mean? That means that you really don't have a good chance just inherently to know where these folks are from. You do have an alien with a good hunting that could potentially track them down. Like try to trail them and see where they ride back to.
How bad do you?
Let's encourage some more hunting rolls. That's always fun.
Want to know where they come from.
Would you like to do so? And what's motivating you, Elian, in this moment?
I think essentially concern because they might come back, or there might be a danger to Bearcrest later.
Okay. So Valor then? Test Valor. Okay.
Oh,
You
yes.
can tick both those if you don't have them ticked. Right. So you follow them south, all the way to the border. So they are most certainly crossing over into Cornish lands. The weird thing is, why would they send Cornish raiders up here when they have a prince up here?
Well, the cat is away.
And then I will get maybe... let's do some folklore tech. Does anyone have any hates on their sheet that is not Saxon? For Every
For Every and Bowie?
And Alien, yeah.
No, nothing other than Saxons.
Okay.
I don't think I actually have any for Saxons. I have Irish.
Okay. What do you want to do with the dead?
No, I also have hate for Breakinog.
Breakinog.
That's a group in Avalon.
Yeah, I will spoil it. These guys are not Breakinog, so you're good there.
Wrong direction.
What do you want to do with the dead?
Every would petition to give them honorable whatever, based on if burning is honorable after a battle or burying. He would, whichever one.
In there, or bringing them back to your lands?
Probably there.
In Chewton Manor, I mean?
Yeah, it's like in the land surrounding Chewton Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do they have anything of value on them that we could give to the...
That's so mean.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's look through, see if we find anything of interest. I don't expect there to be. But maybe there's something that gives any kind of details to where they came from and why they're here.
Or weapons that we can give to Juten so that they can better defend themselves a little bit.
We'll start with folklore tests.
From all of us.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Failure.
Oh,
hey, let's go. Take it.
Okay. So one of the men, when you pull their armor off, you see the woad blue markings on their face. Is that the right word? Woad? Is that?
Woad.
WOAD.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The Braveheart style markings on their face. So this is a painted man. All of you know very clearly painted men are Pictish. Every, however, who can tick that, you know that Jagant, which is just south of here, has a Pictish, quite a big subpopulation of Picts that came down during and before Aurelius's time. Sometime in there, you're not sure exactly when, but you're I remember that there were Picts that settled down here.
Okay. I think he would chafe a little bit at them searching the bodies, but he wouldn't say anything, just looks irritated. And then bury or burn them according to their own culture.
Now, the confusing thing about this one is, does this mean that were they acting independently, or were they acting as part of Cornwall? They were the most recent conquered group, so they were only conquered 2 years ago by the Kingdom of Cornwall. They were part of the Duchy of Cornwall before that, under your boy, what's his name, Gorlo. So
Gorlo.
Yeah.
New king, new rulers, perhaps.
Okay. Why don't we move away from that? What we're going to do is the successes you rolled on those, you can count as glory. Not the the hunting and valorous and folklore ones, but the ones above the sword, weapon skill, horsemanship, and battle. If you succeeded, you get that glory. So, for example, Bowie 13 out of 15, you get 13 glory for that. Okay, we will continue on. We're gonna go back to Olwen. 2d100, my friend.
What the fuck? $35 and $71.
Okay. Okay. Lady Olwen, one of the visitors at your unseelie court is a familiar face.
Yeah?
Apparently I didn't bring that over. Let's see here. You see the Lady Alabaster amongst the crowd.
Hello.
Now I'm going to have you. How do we want to go about this? We're gonna reverse this so it's less of you acting, less of you reacting and more of you acting, because I think that's important for a PC and NPC scenario.
Mm-hmm.
She will, over the course of autumn, kind of warm up to you quite a bit. Basically, she's flirting with you. She's spending time with you. What does this look like for Olwen? And are you supervised? Because there's Brockville here. Does Brockville count as supervision?
I think so. I mean, like, considering his feelings for Olwen, I think if someone is flirting with her, he might be a little bit more...
Right. No, that makes sense.
Watchful. Otherwise, I would say probably not.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to try and, like, when he realizes, he's like, oh, it's just... I think he's heavily superstitious of anything. She's without her mortal glamour on, so she looks like her
pretty white hair.
Yeah, he looks the part of not being of this world. So with that, the question is, are you reckless or not? And I think the only way we can find that out is for you to roll it.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm gonna get a first kiss. Whoa. Prudent. Oh wait, oh god, that scared me. That was almost Bowie. Way less prudent. Not by much though. Success on prudent. Oh, success on reckless.
Yeah, you're pretty torn. I think you're like, I have duties to look after, but like she's just more entertaining. You're having a better time when she's around than the duties
so much
you're
fun.
Yeah. We'll give you a tick on reckless for that.
Okay.
Okay, so the other scenario in this, of course, is that she's flirting with you. Do you want to make either one? Do you want to resist that? Two, if not, do you want to flirt back? Do you want to dance? Do you want to try and figure out what she's after? Like, how does Olwen approach this? Yeah.
I think Olwen's pretty bad at flirting, and she's okay at it, but she still doesn't really know what she's doing, and she's probably gonna, as fun as it is, there's like a, wait, is she serious, or is this just fun, or is she just being silly, or is she just being nice? She's just being nice, right? She doesn't mean it. So I think she's gonna intrigue this a bit.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, you're really struggling. You're kind of like caught off your rhythm a little bit with the whole thing. So it's like you can't quite. I think with a failure. Well, let's see what happens here. We'll make this contested. Okay. Yeah, so she...
Good lord.
I think you're given the impression then that what she wants, which is very much that she's here sincerely. You know, this is... I think it'd be based on Olwen's, actually, like, Olwen's responses. But it's very clear that she's showing interest on purpose.
It's very kind of you. I admit I don't really know what to do in this situation.
Okay, and we'll have kind of that go on that way, because she's not...
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not getting into that nonsense.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I don't need to. I don't need to.
I'll get you to roll a d20 for me real quick. Just flat.
Okay. 11.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna move to the next scenario. We're gonna leave this one for Beatrice. I need 2d100 for you.
If I roll another raid, I'm gonna cry. 9 and 29.
Well, it's not those exact same numbers, so that's good.
You know? Yeah, I would appreciate it if there wasn't another raid. If there was another raid, I feel like Beatrice would be like, why does she leave? This is terrible.
Yep.
Look, I mean, I lost track of time.
You have some visitors, Beatrice. This time they're for you.
Great.
They're for you.
They're for me.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. When they come in, you see a series of goblins that enter the court.
Can I help you?
They all bow, Lady Beatrice.
Believe me, I don't know who I'm addressing.
We represent your new land.
I forgot about that. Oh. I forgot I got that. Okay.
Yes.
You live there then?
Well, we did. We were recently forced out of there by knights, raiders.
Which
They raided the market.
rolled another raid. I hate everything. I'm gonna go to bed. Go to bed.
Hey, I'm done.
I'm done.
You can have your bucket
Knights
amulet.
from where?
From the south, it seems.
Cornwall, the south?
They shrug.
Okay. Do you know what their heraldry looked like?
Yes, it had one whispers, the other says, "What's heraldry?" Things that they have. He's like, yes, it had. There was. It was green and gold.
Okay.
They're literally looking at Alien and naming aliens.
All right.
Like
well,
Olwen's. It's an owl, right? Is that what it was?
It's an owl.
Yeah.
Owl
Like an owl, yes.
How far away was that? Do we remember how
Wells.
far? Everything's in Wells. Great.
Wells area-ish. I believe you're heading back from Wells. Back from Glastonbury, so between Wells and Glastonbury, actually.
Just gonna look to the knights and to Dane. Does anyone want to go to Wells?
What's that even to do in Wells?
Oh yeah, there's not.
They're like, we don't need assistance. They've already done the damage they've done. We need you there. You must build a keep to protect us.
I also just turned out all of that money. Forgive me. I'm not wealthy. Not
of course
enough
you
for
are.
a keep.
You are a lady. You command the land.
Don't
and
have
a market.
any money.
Well, we'll help you with that. By your permission here, we will settle the market in the grove over there.
Oh.
Ellie's just gonna lean over and go, taxes.
Oh. You want to build it in the grove as opposed to where you were, because it's already been raised, essentially.
At least for now, we are exiled from our land.
I have some conditions. So, while I have come into possession of that land, I am not the owner of this land. So, I would appreciate if you didn't lure her subjects into the market, or at least lure them into deals that are going to ruin their lives.
They look at each other a bit confused. Not ruin their lives. It does seem a little gray.
It is very gray, isn't it? Can you be peaceful with the townsfolk at least?
Oh yes, very peaceful.
If I hear of random townspeople disappearing, I'm going to be upset about it.
They nod and they say, oh no, these lands are ruled by the Princess of Autumn. We wouldn't think so boldly.
Yep. Then you and I will try and come up with a way to get a keep built so that you'll be safe one day.
Nods very slowly. All right. Why don't you give me...
She'll put out a hand to shake his little goblin hand.
Yeah. Why don't we do a courtesy test, Beatrice?
Oh no. Oh no.
That must be something she's great at.
I don't know if anything's gonna help me here. I might just have to do the thing.
Do the thing.
Yep. All right, y'all. We're gonna hope. It didn't work.
Aww.
I have a 4.
When you shake their hand, it's slimy and gooey, and you make a face, a clear, like gross kind of face, and they notice it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. All right, well, matter settled.
For now. Eventually, I'm gonna have a keep, it turns out, y'all.
1D or 2D100 for Nicole.
Don't roll a raid.
44 and 91.
What's your proud score, Elliot?
Concerning 13.
13. Okay. I want you to make the following rolls for me just in rapid succession here. We're going to go through them, okay? We're going to... horsemanship. That might be it. Sword. and lance or spear, gimmick spear, whatever you got on your sheet. Battle. You are doing some lancing training with the knights, and Minodos unhorses you. And a lot of the knights don't realize that Minodos was like one of Uther's like household knights. They just know him as the drunk guy, right? And so everyone's kind of laughing as Elian eats shit in this moment. This would be standard. This would be kind of standard day-to-day night stuff. Like every one of them has just to put a clarity on it. This isn't Elian being a bad knight. Every knight's unhorsed another knight here, right? Like this is common part of training is getting beat up and getting back up and doing it again. So with that said, this one's particularly bad because Minodos is like, it turned you into a little bit of a laughing target. Now, I'm curious to see how Elian deals with this. So I need you to test your pride versus your modest in response to this.
Do I even need to bother doing modest?
Nope, you sure don't. Okay, so your pride goes... I'll give you an option. You can keep your pride at 13, but you're going to get a directed trait for Vengeful against Minodos. And it's not going to be playful. It's going to be like...
I'm going to make pride go up because she doesn't dislike Minodos.
Okay. Understood. So proud goes to 14, and you don't deal well. You storm off for the day. And like you've never done that before. You may never do that after, but that day you just like you get back on your horse and ride off.
Too much.
Yeah. It's almost like a madness kind of thing. Like you're just gone. Okay.
It's the straw that broke the horse's back. She's like, done for the day.
So proud of
Nobody
my
look
boy.
at me.
Yeah. All right. That might lead to something else. We'll find out soon.
I think the Cornish Knights are still there, so that's why it's especially annoying.
Mm-hmm. Olwen, now it's your turn. Is there anything in particular? Now we're just addressing what the three of you want to deal with.
Well, at the risk of being the kid who asks about homework, do I have certain duties to choose a place for Samhain?
Oh, yes. That would be a standard duty.
Yeah.
The weird thing is too, the map they give you is here. Hold on, let me see. It's always connected to the Unseelie. They like it that way. So it's Barrow Crest, Barrow Vale. Yeah, it's Summerland basically. Now you might be able to persuade them outside of it, but that's like what they're offering to you.
Yeah, I was about. Have we ever raided past the borders of Summerland?
We'll say you're talking to the Goblin Knight because you don't talk to him very much. He shakes his head. Typically, Her Highness does not request that we do so.
What if it were requested? Would you be willing?
We do as Our Lady asks.
Now, she would have had no idea of the raids against Rianne, correct?
Correct. I think when you show up here, without you coming up with a plan of your own, Thomas getting yelled at in the chat here. But
how dare I'll kill them.
But you don't have a lifeline yet. You have no method of how do I get information from there. It's almost like you go off onto an island. Part of that is the time thing too. Time is strange. Right. But it doesn't mean you couldn't come up with something. I will say that.
Have to happen quickly. There's no way for you to observe and then make your own best guess.
Guess of what?
I don't know. We had a Cornish prince come and speak with Cadwy, and I don't know what his whole deal is. I'm not saying go there, but... well, perhaps that'll be next year's problem. Keep an eye on them this year. How was your raid in the Forest Gloom?
He looks to you. He says, They hold the forest. The Gloomwood Alliance, they say. They protect your borders.
Cornwall does?
Sorry?
Cornwall does?
No, Forest Gloom.
Oh, right.
The Gloomwood allies, they say.
Do we have any that are particularly enemies?
Are you asking them?
I'm asking the Goblin Knight, yes.
They were given right to build or take keeps in the wood to protect Her Highness's land and her ally King Cadwy.
I remember the vision I had last time. Gold lions on a black field. Are you aware of that?
I don't know how strong his heraldry is. Let's find out. One sec. Bob's gonna need your help. When did you have this vision?
This was the vision that I had last autumn. The gold lion on a black field. There was a window with the young girl and the boy standing over the sword with Merlin. And there was the magic that was, I think it might be like Guinevere, based on meta knowledge, but like there was magic flowing into her,
right?
From Faerie.
Not from Faerie, not directly. Do you remember the whole detail of that one?
What I wrote down in the moment was life force going west, gold line on a black.
Do you remember whose life force?
I don't.
Do y'all remember life force leaving somebody?
Was it mine?
Nope.
I remember. Yeah, it was the Lady of the Land.
That's it. That was her name.
And she said there's another.
It was.
She said there was another, that another was chosen or something along those lines.
Right, because it was taken from all the ladies and it was similar to like what we saw.
But when you say when you mention the gold lion on the black field, he says, I only know of the name of one knight that had that. It was one of the kings in the lands of Gales.
Yeah.
King Leo de Grants, I believe was his name.
Right now, he seems to be the biggest threat to us. I think they would be a good target, if you're willing.
Is that your order?
Aye, it is.
Right. And they will ride. Okay. We will we'll move forward from that point. What is motivating Olwen though in that moment?
It's purely fear, because what she saw in that vision was, that would lead to the borders just closing up, the crossovers closing up, and having to close off Faerie, and she doesn't love ruling, but she likes it over here.
Make a valor test and pass. Okay.
Success.
I will give you no. I'll give you no. I was going to actually add a fear to your sheet if you failed that, but you didn't. So I'm going to simply give you a tick on either cruel or vengeful, your choice. And this is going to, by the way, it's going to be tough being the Autumn Princess. So
I know.
Yeah.
I gave vengeful because I think that suits better.
Yeah. I'd say arbitrary if you picked a random spot on the map or something, but no, it's clear that there's a motive here, I think. So, okay. And you didn't give them any direct orders other than to raid there, yes?
Raid, do what you do.
Yeah. Raid and slaughter. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all that fun stuff.
Yeah. The way they ride out too, they do leave the Barrow Vale, so on Samhain you still see them, and like, you know what I mean? You see the torches in the nights. Not you, Olwen, but like the people that are there. All of a sudden, like it's like the people that are like have PTSD of them showing up at Samhain.
Shit.
Yeah, but they ride on. Okay, that brings us to Beatrice for your action, your choice.
Hello.
Yeah.
As far as Beatrice, so she would be in charge of Samhain. So I think planning Samhain kind of celebrations with her. I think I only have one acolyte right now.
But not you.
Do I have 2? I might have. No, I have 2 counting Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan is very
and
much
Morgan
not
is not
here.
there. So I have the other angsty teenager who's a necromancer. Ooh. Reap what you sow. Beatrice is gonna be a rough teenager, but she's going to plan Samhain with her acolyte and kind of teach her acolyte through that.
Okay, so gonna like mentor.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you to test religion pagan.
Been a while. Ooh, it's not as high as I want it to be. Still succeeded.
Okay. Do you have it ticked?
I don't.
You can tick it. Okay. And I think that shows that you're able to orchestrate like successful. You're able to walk your acolyte through her learning about this. Hey, welcome in, Raiders.
Hi.
I think I got the name right.
Antithesis.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Antithesis.
Yes, indeed. Right. Welcome in. We're just we're moving towards the end of our Pendragon session. Though it's a very different Pendragon, one where we have more of the ladies of the lake and fairies and sorceresses. Yes, witches. Okay, so yeah, Samhain goes well. I think you're surprised by her. Maybe you're not surprised because you heard the rumors about her, right? But her natural attunement towards the dead seems quite significant.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
no. Nature's a necromancer who does not use her necromancy. Yeah, so I think
she's hungry to learn, like kind of a lot like Morgan was.
Yeah.
Probably reminds you a bit of her, but definitely isn't the same person when it comes to everything else. You know, a lot less capable of being social and kind of a lot less crafty than Morgan was capable of being. So.
So you're telling me is I miss Morgan?
You might be like, well, she's no Morgan, but she's pretty.
She liked her. Yeah. So yeah, I think she focuses on that and then trying to relax. We'll see how that goes. There've been 2 raids already.
Okay.
Trying to relax and have.
Don't worry, you don't have any more rolls for this particular segment. So
Thank
you're good.
God, I've rolled 2 raids.
Thinking about Beatrice sitting down, finally ready to just chill. It's like, okay, it's Samhain. I'm gonna have a drink. I'm gonna have fun. And then, like, that's when the Goblin Knight and his forces just run through the city, but just on their way elsewhere.
Okay. We're gonna go to Nicole. Does Elian have anything Elian wants to do? Like, this is your time now. The non-reactionary. What do you want to emphasize to move towards the end of autumn?
I think with all that new Libra, what she wants to do is essentially increase the abilities of our knights. Like she wants to get them better gear, including I think we're short on chargers. How many do we have, Emily? What does our horse population look like?
Rebecca has the horse population.
Okay.
We learned that Emily loves naming them, but is not good at keeping track of the numbers. I'm not a numbers person. Hello, Raiders.
Oh my goodness. This is a night for raids.
Yeah, good and bad. Me just rolling people raiding our manor.
We have 5 chargers, 5 roundsies, and 3 sumpters, one of which is good old Turnip, our 16-year-old horse.
Hey, much appreciated. Good to see you again.
And Boy keeps killing our horses, so I feel like we should get that.
Yeah, because how many knights wise we have you? You have your own horse. Cadogan, Dogged, every Bowie, and then Rockvale. So we have technically enough.
We have just enough.
Just enough. So that would be up to you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're here for a little while, Raiders, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. Or she could work on the fortifications.
Okay, that's a good one, because do you have a siege skill?
No.
Okay.
I have one.
You can add... Do you have it at 1? Okay.
I have it at 1.
Okay. I'm going to do this, so test it. Should you crit, you're actually going to go up 1 and tick it. Should you just fail it, you'll still tick it.
It's already ticked, so I don't...
Okay, yep. If it's already ticked, I will allow it to automatically move up to 2. And you can untick it.
Okay.
All right. Congratulations, you know a little bit more about defending a siege and sieging.
It's a 200% skill increase.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
Okay, so we're gonna move forward. We are gonna move into the final scene of the year, which will be Yule Court, as we move into winter. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Might take me a little bit to reset the feast. And also, we're going to get out of the dark and dreariness. We're going to move into some feast, court music. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So standard feast time. Back to normalcy, kind of. Olwen returns. You find out that Lady Reen's been raided.
Oh no, by whom? I'll kill them.
Yeah.
Next year.
We'll go with a 2-round feast, even though you get to set that. And we'll talk about what that looks like in the future. Since you're setting your own feast.
Ooh.
Because no, it's not a good thing, and it's going to start costing you. Yeah.
A good thing I have 50 Libram.
Yeah. Okay, so any guests that you want to bring here?
Lady Rhea, if she's not already in attendance, I think that's the only one. She'll just send out general invites for like anyone that we have relationships with.
Okay.
But
yeah, there'll be a number of folk that join. I'm just reloading to see why. There we go. Now feast is working. Haha.
Ooh, tasty. Meat jelly.
Yep. All right. So, we'll assume Lady Reen's here. I probably just gotta have her off to the side, so that works out. I think Ryson will not join this year. Dylan of West Harptree is here. Remember who Dylan
is? Good old Dylan. Yeah. You son of a bitch.
Let's see. No, Nimue probably would have. We really didn't get any time with Nimue there, did we? Let's
see. She showed up to the wedding. I assumed that there was an interaction.
Let's say she's here.
Okay.
Just in case.
Did Amazon come?
You do need to change that at some point.
Where is he?
Younger
Beatrice's daughter.
Oops.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yep.
You got a daughter, Beatrice?
I mean,
she works fast. Damn. How long was I going to Faerie?
I mean, technically you're gone for like 3 months.
It takes longer than that to have a kid.
I know
dude.
it does take longer than that to have a kid.
We're really debating this.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
Here we go.
All
Did
right.
Amazon come?
Amethan, what was the condition we left him with last time?
Well, we sent him back. He paid me 1 librum.
Would the question is, would Olwen even accept him as a guest? I think is the bigger question.
Yeah, that's more with that.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Let's see.
Because
what traits we testing?
Forgiving versus
Vengeful?
Suspicious, I think. Is that
okay? That works. Yep. Oh.
Giving success.
Oh.
Suspicious failure.
All right, tick forgiving. Look at that.
Flare daggers at him the entire night. Beatrice is not forgiving.
She will tell her knights to keep an eye on him.
Yep. It's proper protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll get an app roll from you all, of course. Standard fare.
Oh. Yeah, I get a bonus for being married. Can that help me, please?
It's the opposite, actually.
However, I will make this note. You can wear jewelry to up your app at feasts. So something you might consider doing, given you're a lady of the court now.
Yeah, maybe. If I'd probably have to borrow it, but
you're now the lady of the goblin market.
What about like matching best friend necklaces?
That's true. You know, I might give the goblin like a little bit of money and see if they came up with something.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned. She does not have a lot of money. I can't remember how much she has, but I know that
it's do you want them to craft to find something or craft something? Or?
Craft something. Go for it. But
perfect. Okay.
Like a
one librum?
Bit of money.
Okay.
A little bit of money.
Okay.
I don't want anything too ostentatious.
Okay, 2D100, Emily.
Oh, I hate the D100 rolls, guys.
I know.
I have really bad luck with them.
You ask for a necklace and they're like, this is some bullshit, and they raid you.
They're like, here's rats on a necklace. Great.
Rated
Owl feathers. How did they know?
Okay.
Oh no. It's a raid. I was like, and you're getting raided.
No. I'll take 2D100 again.
Again?
Yeah.
73 and 29.
Okay.
I also tell them that I will talk up the market if it's nice. Like,
understood.
Talk it up at the base.
Okay, so the ring is nice, absolutely. It's actually it's like finely crafted, and it kind of resembles something that would be like a legacy. Like some kind of relic of your folk, the Dabune. I think you were Dabune.
I think
Maybe that was around.
it was Tabuni, yeah.
Yeah. And you were one of the groups, but in other words, the Cymric, the Celtic folk that settled here. It looks ornate though. Putting it on.
Wait, was I Tabuni?
No, you're not.
I'm a little worried that I'm gonna get cursed by the random thing I had the goblins.
So you do get the +1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On top of that, when you're feasting, you have a +1 to court-oriented activities. So if you're dancing, you're eating, or sorry, you're dancing, like you're dancing, you do the temperate thing, you do the courtesy thing, you do the intrigue thing, you'll get those bonuses in court. But you also have your vengeance permanently raised by 1.
I knew there was something coming. I was like, it's gonna happen. There's something. I mean, are we really surprised though? This is I mean, they were even, so.
I was over here like, I want a goblin fail. No, actually,
to be honest,
Taco's good out here.
This isn't the most unbelievable turn for Beatrice. I also just said she was glaring daggers the entire night at a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Appearance app hates me, guys.
Yeah.
It hates me.
App hate me too.
For once, which is
they're like,
beautiful.
oh right, Beatrice, we forgot you were here. We have all these extra guests. Below the salt for you.
I mean, Advocate never makes it above the salt.
Yeah.
So
he's like,
or near the salt.
Get used to it. Yeah.
Constantly below the salt.
Yeah. 2
of us never make it past there.
In your own keep too. How embarrassing is that?
Yeah, you know.
How embarrassing.
Okay.
I will come and embarrass you in front of all of these people.
Yeah.
I will go up to the main table.
Beatrice knows where all the bodies are buried.
Exactly.
And Brockvale.
Literally.
Here.
Oh, Brockvale.
Okay. We'll start with an awareness test.
From everybody?
Yep.
Yes.
Success. I
I
thought we all rolled 7s for a second, and I was like, that's creepy.
Yeah, the feast is about underway, and a series of like people kind of wander in below the salt. One of them in particular, they seem to be hovering around, kind of guiding her. She has like a cloth around her eyes. And they kind of wander in, and they are basically on the floor near the other common folk. A lot of the knights are kind of too busy, and they don't notice. So these people don't present as a threat. No one's wearing armor. They just are there. So no one's quite picked up on it yet, other than Olwen and Beatrice. And we'll start round 1 with that. Olwen, what do you wish to do for your round 1?
As the host, I shall go and see what's going on with this new person. Make sure that they get some custard with dried fruit.
Okay. All right, so you make your way to her. So as you kind of arrive, the people stand aside. You notice there are a couple of men, but they're predominantly women.
Good evening.
What's your intention here? Are you aiming to be temperate, To be
Intrigue.
courteous? Intrigue? Okay.
Yes.
Give us a test. Let's start with that. Intrigue is a success, so it's going to be 3 geniality because you're above. Wait, did you just pass appearance, or did we just?
I just passed. Yeah.
Whatever, you have to be above assault if you're.
I know.
If you're host.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they turn to you and they kind of motion for her to turn as well.
Hello. Welcome to Berracrest. Happy Samhain.
It's you.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Happy Yule.
Yeah.
That's right, because I'm back. Ha ha ha. Sorry, my brain gets a little jumbly. All these holidays blend together. Oh, that's Holly. Happy Yule.
They kind of all motion, like they stand aside, and the lady kind of looks at you, or doesn't look at you, rather, turns to face you. It seems as if there's still like a studying going on. She bows low. We've come far.
From where?
The land of Norgales.
Okay, Elf.
We've been pushed from our land. We followed our dreams and the stars, and they led us here.
I see. Who pushed you out?
The nobles. They squabble over the land. They defeated our tribes, and they divvy up the land amongst them. They forced the leaders of our tribes to swear to them, and our tribes were not able to sustain us.
Yeah.
What's more, they don't tolerate our gods.
I see. That seems to be rather common. More and more lately. Which gods are yours?
If the signs are correct, the same gods that are practiced here.
Summerland is known to be hospitable to all sorts of different varieties of beliefs. We even have a temple, as I had a great friend who happened to be a monk. So I wanted him to feel welcome.
Be wary of the monks.
Of course. He was different.
They come as allies, but in the end, they drive us away. They push what we were away.
I won't let that happen. As long as I can help it. Like some custard.
She nods. That would be wonderful. My name is Anwin, the seer.
Anwin? Oh, I'm Owen. Not really anything fancy. Suppose the lady.
I saw visions of an enchantress. Does she dwell here?
We have the best enchantress of the land.
She nods. Your hospitality is most well beyond what we deserve, and we thank you for it.
What you feel you deserve is a product of your experience. You're worth far more.
All right.
Thank you for sharing your time with me?
Is there anything you want to get out of the intrigue in particular?
Just like what they're doing here, is this all legit? Can I trust you? Like, what's the vibe here? Are you spies?
Yeah, it seems very sincere.
Okay.
Now, you don't know anything about war and Norgales or anything like that, so...
Nope.
Yeah, but...
Nope.
It seems sincere. You're good at reading people. Yeah. So.
There was a moment of, no, Gales. Is that like... Gales? Oh, right. Oh. But then she was like, oh, okay, nobles forced him out. All right, cool. It wasn't me. Cool.
I will give you a recognize roll. Just flat. Just to see if you remember something.
I don't.
That's a hard no. Yep. Yeah. Okay. That brings us to Elian for round 1.
Emily's dying.
We use that stat so much, and not a single one of us has ever raised it. Has ever, during the year's end, try. Elian's tried. The rest of us just are like, no, I have like a 3.
Yeah. Brought it up to 11. And I still
That's actually useful. But yeah.
And I still haven't really succeeded much.
We really, in Summerland, we're just like, we're never going to recognize anyone.
I gave it to Nye, too. What was his? His is 10.
All right. I know you folks are gonna wanna close it. So just
let me see. What does she want to do? I think she didn't know that's going on. She's sitting with the other knights, which may or may not include.
You're cutting in and out again.
Oh, I'm assuming she's sitting with the other knights, which may or may not include Amethan.
Some of the knights are near the salt. Some of them are below the salt.
Definitely one's hard.
Okay, what's your glory? Your current glory, not glory this game.
My current glory is 3,595.
So you get 2 cards. And you get to choose the better, unless you get a host card. More drink.
Yeah.
Or, the host passes by. I think
considering who the host is, I have to do more drink.
No, that's not necessarily true. It can be someone who's not.
Host card.
It can be someone who's not the host, though, is what we do all the time. So it doesn't make sense for it to be. I don't think it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, let's do.
What's that?
I was just gonna say host passes by is a host card.
Yep, but I don't think it makes sense for a PC host to.
No. Yeah. I get that, but don't you have to take host cards when they're drawn?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one I would take anyways. The other one isn't as good or interesting. It's just me getting drunk.
Okay. You know what we'll do is we'll make it a visiting noble that's above the salt. So we'll make it Lady Rian. Makes sense, right?
Perfect, because she wants to catch up with her because of the raid.
Yeah. So in this particular case, though, what is your strongest passion?
Homage Aurelius, followed by Homage Nanteliad and Honor.
Our Homage Nanteliad and our Homage Nanteliad and Honor tied?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna lower. It makes no sense to have Homage Aurelius anymore. I think it's time to say goodbye to that one. Okay.
Yeah, I just essentially act like that one doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
So I think for the sake of this, it doesn't. Like sometimes it does. Like there are still people holding on to Uther's memory, and you were doing that for a while. But I think we're past that with Elian's arc. Hasn't really even come up, you know. So I think it just died away. So
those were just she remembers that time.
Now you get to choose if tied. So the question is, which one do you pick?
Let's do Honor, just because Nanteliad seems like a more iffy subject to bring out, just because he's the king of another.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so I think she's gonna come up and compliment you on effectively thank you. She says, I never did really get an opportunity to personally thank you. My messenger, who I'm going to give a name right now, if I can. Rockvale? No. Nope. No. Bevan. That sounds like a...
Bevan!
Yeah. My messenger, Bevan, he mentioned that you were lazy 18. I love that. And really hates certain people.
God. I love it.
But Bevan had mentioned that you took him directly to Barrowcrest, and you offered him the right to stay. You fought bravely out there. And I know that you didn't have to. Many knights, many lords would make this the necessary sacrifice. We are a noble house as it is. Noble manor, we are meant to fend ourselves. Before you respond, I need you to test. Because it might go poorly.
It might go poorly.
Yeah. Because there are success down to fumble conditions here.
So close to a crit.
Okay, success. So you can just say as you will.
Seems little to be thanked. You were in need, and you're an important ally to my lady. She holds you in deep regard. It's only right that we go to protect you, considering your service to us.
She'll kind of like tap you on the shoulder and say, "Oh, come now, you're too modest." And there's a look, like the camera pans over to the people that saw you ride off at Minotos's thing, and they're all like, a little sketchy. I like, her modest? What are you talking about?
Even Alien is like,
no. So with that, she says, well done. Anyway. Is there anything you wanted to add to that, Nicole? If not, we're gonna call that done. You got 3 geniality.
Yeah, she's that's really it. It's like pan away. They're talking about how it's been going after the raid.
Okay, we'll go to Emily next.
She is going to go towards Nimue and Edane, where they're seated.
Okay. Nimue and Edane. What's your intention?
It was gonna be the gossip and use intrigue, but Nimue's there, so I would argue love family. I need to double check.
Do you want to do temperate? Do you want to look after folks, make sure that things are looked after. You could do the temperate.
That's true. I could do temperate, and it could just be the general helping of Edane with the children. Well,
and I mean, Nimue is there too,
Nimue.
right? So you could
so
can small talk rather than like
with them.
Yeah, yep. So you can, if you want, you can impassion love family, and then do that. And that'd be fine. Like if you think Nimue being there is the reason why you're going there, you could impassion then temperate, or you could just make a temperate test.
Yeah, I think she's more focused on Nimue and catching up with Nimue. Yeah. So, I actually have a directed trait that's love Nimue. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Because my love family is very low.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh, it doesn't mean anything when it's that number. It just means you're not impassioned. So there's no madness.
Oh, temperate was a success though.
Okay. You can tick that. Yeah. So we can like zoom in on the scene a little bit. I assume you like walk by Dane, a bit of small talk, and then you take one of the kids in your arm.
Yeah, just like take a child.
Yeah.
I hand Alice like cakes under the thing, like my usual chaos, like sugar to that child, old littler one.
And then you get
Go to
talk to your little sister.
How are you?
I'm well. How's everything here? I hear you've had well, Dane was just mentioning all the eventful things that have been happening here.
Yeah, it's never dull, for sure. I might wish sometimes it was dull. But...
Rightly so. Congratulations again. I know I said it at the ceremony, but I also know how busy ceremonies can be.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure I remember everyone that I talked to. Because I also don't like talking to people. Thank you. I wasn't expecting you to come.
I was allotted the opportunity to go where I wished for court. I thought about going... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The last time you left, it felt like a goodbye.
I thought it might be. But it seems that now that I've gone through my own trials, and given the way the ladies see me, well, I suppose I have a little bit more freedom than I thought I might.
Does that make you happy?
I like to be able to come and go as I like.
It's a very good thing you're one of the ladies and not me.
Well, you are a lady now, just not one of our order.
Yes, I suppose I am. Lord help us that I have more power. That's concerning. But still, are the ladies still in hiding, or are you more active now?
She nods and says, I don't know if our order will ever grow to the numbers it did before. If I have anything to do with it, I don't think I will allow it. I don't think this land needs us intervening on its behalf. Not all the time. There are things we must steward forward, but... Perhaps I say too much.
Do you want out?
Not more than I wish to do what's needed.
You know, if you ever decide you want out, I would get you out of there in a heartbeat. I've broken down their glamours once.
I know you
Sure.
would, and I would never ask that. We saw what happened to Mother when she became the enemies of the ladies.
You're very different than Mother.
Yes. You know what? Ooh. Yeah. She nods and smiles, and I'm going to need you to compete against her courtesy because there's something she's not saying that you might go.
Courtesy?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
No, you're
goodness.
making an intrigue here.
Oh, thank God.
Get to
Intrigue
add
is a
plus
fickle
one to
master,
your
though. There's a
curse.
chance that it will still be upset.
She gets to add her +1 for her curse necklace, right?
I do get to add my +1 for my curse necklace.
Oh, yep.
Would that have worked on my... No, that was a passion. Never mind.
By the way, there's more to that curse that I'm just not telling you right now.
I hate you. Don't
Yeah.
say that to me. I'm going to stress about it for weeks until I find out.
It seems like a great deal. And,
Can I take it off,
Yeah,
like,
for
at
sure.
the end of the night? It comes off like a normal
Yeah.
ring?
Absolutely.
They cursed me. Those little shits.
The ring might come off, but who knows if the curse does.
Yeah.
I have Dispel.
A deal's a deal. So
Deal.
when you're ready, you can make an intrigue roll.
Success.
Okay. She's very polite when you say, you're nothing like Mother. She nods in agreement and smiles, and moves to the next point, and you realize that she deliberately avoided saying that back for lack of... I think in a roundabout way, you're like, oh, she doesn't see me that far away from Mother.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh, that
because
hurt.
the analogy was,
Hate that.
you know, we see what happened to Mother when she was pushed. And you're like, you're nothing like Mother. You'll never end up like that. And she's like, kind of wasn't talking about me. Yeah. But she doesn't say it that way. She's very polite about it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know I'm not.
Yeah.
Beatrice still winces. Oh, my God. Now I'm stressed about this curse.
You're like, I don't care about that. I'm worried about the curse. No, it'll be fine.
You're just like your mother.
You're just like...
All right.
But yeah. That'd be it.
Okay. So we'll continue on to round 2 of the feast. Back to Lady Olwyn.
Well, I didn't get to dance at the wedding proper, so I suppose I'll do one little dance. One of those, like, see who you talk to things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Olwyn is leading a dance.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to join in?
I'll force Cadwin to dance. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. You can dance with your +1 geniality and the +1 for the ring, Beatrice.
I'm scared of the ring now.
You may also choose to indulge, not as an action, but if you drink wine, you might become mildly drunk and it makes you better at... I can't remember if it makes you better at dancing. It might not make you better at dancing. Do I have
It
it down
does
here?
not. It's flirting, orate, lustful, reckless, and indulgent, and valorous.
That makes sense.
-5 to everything else.
Yeah, -5. Yeah.
Oh.
We think you're a great dancer when you're...
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
right?
very confident. No, she knows she's trash at dancing, and she's okay with that.
Oh,
look at that.
critical dancing.
Yeah, no, I figured that was gonna be a rough one.
Should I make Cadragans too to see how bad you guys stand out together?
Yeah. He did well last time. We were actually very surprised.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you both.
We both suck.
No one beefs, no one fumbles, so could be worse. Yeah. You're just out here off rhythm, just together. So just to check, Elian, you're not participating in the dance? Okay. We will move to Rebecca. You basically get to choose your 3 mingles here at the dance. Ooh. Or you can let it happen.
I would like it to be Rianne, okay. Minodos, and Flockvale.
Flockvale. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here is get you to zoom in on one, and I'll highlight what the other two. Like you and I can kind of, just for the sake of it's 11:22, and there's still the rest of the scene to go. Which of the 3 do you have an interest in sort of zooming in on?
Rianne.
Okay. All right. So Lady Rianne says, I wanted to. Your knights came in, well, very handy.
Indeed. I'm sorry to hear about your lands being raided. Do we know who it was?
I think. Did you guys report back to her on that info? Yeah?
Yeah, we would have.
Yep.
Imagine there's like a whole debrief every time Olin comes back.
Yeah. Your knights had.
How much she studied.
Your knight lady Elian had. Or sorry, Elian. I don't know why. I did it on purpose with Mark, and now I'm messing it up now. Your knight, Sir Elian, she mentioned that they tracked them to Jagant in Cornwall.
Oh. Interesting. I wonder why they would do that. I mean, I suppose there's really no logic in raids.
Well, it does seem far out of their way. The Picts have never liked Summerland. They did help Uther in his raid here.
See.
Quite directly. They helped him learn some of our practices.
Well, they hurt you. Or at least they tried to. So, and I'm sorry I wasn't here to protect you, but I'm glad my knights were able to.
She smiles. Many of my subjects were worried. They were worried when I became your vassal. But I have to admit, I don't know what they fear.
I think a lot of people fear my mother. She's very powerful. You know, a lot of people fear what they don't know. I'll admit she frightens me a little bit too. But I'm going to protect you.
She smiles. I think she's quite grateful. I think when it comes to Brockvale, he's just having a great time. And he's so happy that he ended up accidentally with you. But he's like, he's probably the most awkward you've seen him, right? Like when that happens, he's just like stumbling over himself. It's pretty bad. I don't think we gave him a dance score.
It'd be so good. It'd be weirdly good.
It does seem like the kind of thing he'd be good at.
I did suggest that he was Napoleon Dynamite, so let's find out.
I mean,
yep, he's got a 13.
pretty good.
And he succeeds, so yeah, he's doing quite well.
Very good. She'll just, I think, say something like, "Oh, I never did get the chance to thank you for watching over me so well while we were over in Faerie.
It's my duty as your sworn sword.
You're very good at it. I feel that you should be told more often."
He beams. Zooming in on Minotos.
Yeah.
Minotos is, let's test it.
Yep.
He is mildly drunk.
It's fine, it's a party. It's loud.
He moves with that -5 in his dance, but he still moves quite okay. I think in these scenarios he always mildly flirts with Olwen. It's very clear that his intentions aren't past that. It's just what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she recognizes it as like a game, and she plays along a little bit in that same non-serious sort of way. She likes the wordplay of it all.
Yeah.
I heard you knocked Cerulean off the horse in skirmish.
Did that travel? Well, I should probably make sure I'm a little more careful with Elian, given that.
Well, I mean, it just shows that you're perhaps a better knight than you give yourself credit for. You can still do things like that. She is one of our best knights, after all.
That or you just have bad nights. He kind of jokes.
That's possible.
He says, no, in all seriousness, I think you might be right.
Hope so.
But don't let the others know. Otherwise they'll
not.
look up to me or something.
Ugh, disgusting. Better to be underestimated and impress them.
Indeed. See, that's what I've been trying to do. I suppose
I see it.
It worked out well. Elian did have to escort me out of the wedding, after all. So, I suppose.
One step at a time, right?
Well, one step forward, one step back. That's how you dance, after all.
Indeed. And then she'll sort of lead herself into a dip.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Does he drop you?
Oh, no.
D20.
I got a crit. A crit.
No. There's no fumble, so he kind of slipped. Oh, he says. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
A knight rescuing its damsel.
Did you crit this round?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Okay, so it's 4 more for you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You got 7. All right, that brings us to Elian. When in doubt, you can always pull a card if you don't have an agenda.
I did that last time, so I'm thinking if I should do it again. Sure. Put it that way.
All right, 2 cards. Okay, so it's up to you. There's no condition that makes you have to automatically choose these.
Goodness.
I think, yeah, we'll leave the choice to you in this case.
I feel like it could go either way.
Really could.
Yeah.
It's about what's more interesting. Interesting doesn't always have to be best outcome either. It's just what's more interesting.
Although the thing with the first one is the childbirth isn't going to be an issue. So I don't know. I don't think Alien is capable of knocking up another one.
Yeah, that's fair.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Could be some fairy magic.
Yeah, you honestly don't know, so you can choose which of the two. I'm not gonna rule either of these cards out for reasons I can't say. So.
Now I almost want to pick that one just to see what.
Well, let's find out. You
already had certain things talked about in Twitch chat tonight.
Yeah. For both of them, I depart the feast after, so I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, and you're at the end.
Also, the end of the feast. So let's do the contest. That looks like fun.
Okay. Contest it is. All right, drinking contest time. You're gonna jump in.
Yep. And it's indulgence tests, right?
Yeah.
It says 1d6 nights. So should I roll for the nights, or are you gonna roll?
Yeah, you can roll for the knights, but I'll roll for their individual skills.
Yeah.
So 2 knights. I would say it's Minotaur's, but we've already established he's dancing.
He's already.
Yeah.
Could be at the end of the dance. Hey, Alien, get over here. Shots. No, we'll... Actually, let's figure out who these people are. Random person.
Alien.
Sir Alien, as opposed to Sir Alien. Maybe that's what it is. So we'll say that. So we'll say this is Matic and a alien, another alien from Summerland.
AU.
And it's 100% one of those there can be only one kind of things. Like jokingly, it's like there can be only one. He is
on the alien.
Alien is famously lazy, so I figure he's not famously oh dang, he's temperate. That doesn't work at all.
No.
I need a whole new angle. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna get rid of that. So it's Mervin and Matic are their names. Mervin and Matic.
He's still lazy.
Yep, perfect. So these two are
Andy.
One's indulgent, one's indulgent, almost famously indulgent. One is almost famously lazy, and they're just here to party, and that's why they're here. And they like rope you into it. Like, you're a knight from here, come on. Yeah. So it's a drinking contest.
So I think we're trying to succeed in our indulgence test. If I'm understanding right.
No.
You are going to make an indulgent test versus theirs. It's literally about who passes the indulgence test here.
Okay.
The highest.
And I don't think I can impassion this. Can I impassion?
What do you want to impassion with?
My first thought is hospitality. Because we're having a fun business.
Yeah. You know, I think that might be okay. Because you actually...
do also have... Oh.
What?
I was going to say, you do also have 3 geniality to add to the roll as well.
Okay.
Oh.
I haven't rolled my indulgence yet. So
yeah. Okay,
plus,
so go ahead.
+5 +3 for my geniality?
Yeah, +8.
Oh.
Oh no. All right, so what does this lead to?
I didn't fumble.
No.
Doesn't it mean she doesn't get drunk when she fails indulgence?
It doesn't matter. It's like
I think the idea is she actually the wine is terrible and she just can't get it down.
Oh, you try to like you participate and it's gross and you're gagging off the wine, not the amount you have, I think.
Yeah, I can't get the amount down because it just tastes so gross.
But regardless, you get roped in and you and these 2 knights all get escorted out by who would be bold enough? I think it's who would do that? Does it say does it?
This is by a steward.
We'll say it's Idane. Yeah. Like one of the guys breaks a cup and that's it. She just like loses it. She comes over. She's chasing her kid too on top of that. Like the cup, the kid almost like steps on the cup, the broken cup, and she's like looks up and it's like Mama Bear at that moment, and she's like you out like
Elliot also might look like she's drunk because she's just like gagging.
Yeah, and I think this is the thing where we won't make you test or anything how you feel. It's like. Maybe you'd be bugged by Idane, but she just gave you an out to go like spit the wine out that you have in your mouth that you're like, you've got that extra gulp where you're like, I really don't know what's going to happen if I finish this. Like, I really need to spit this out somewhere. So you're able to like lean out a window and spit it out on your way out of the...
Yeah.
Okay.
And if at some point she has a moment, she goes, thank you.
Yeah. She didn't do it for you, so she's like, and like she's mad. All right. Well, that gives you 1 geniality for being near the soul at the time.
I love her so much.
Okay, that brings us to Beatrice below the salt.
I was dancing this round.
Yeah.
Oh,
I participated in the dancing earlier in the round.
So that ends that round. Oh, actually, we're gonna, because it's your failed roll, we're still gonna give you a very short interaction. This helps me pouring something out anyway. So you end up at one point, there's that point where you have to switch with the dancing. So even you end up with Dylan.
Hey.
And he's like all business as he sees you. It's very clear. You notice he's like trying to look at Olwen. And then you hear him talk, and it's like, oh no, this isn't him just trying to get with Olwen. This is something more important. He says, Lady Beatrice, I might need your help.
With what, Dylan?
I think I told you about how Lady Leary, her new lands, the east and the raiders.
And she disappeared.
No. Her husband has fallen.
I remember.
She's held ransom.
Okay.
They They're asking 15 librum. And we only have 3 because of our crops.
I can talk to... Sorry.
I'm looking for opportunities, even. These are Saxon folk, raiders. They call themselves the Angles.
I can talk to Olwen. I personally don't have that much, but I can talk to her. I'm sure she'd want to help Leary.
She had always mentioned you two as if you were friends. Believe me when I say this isn't the sort of thing I would bring to anyone else if I had any other option. Father always said I was too proud. And I don't think he is right in this case.
Well, I'm also very proud, so I've been told that as well. But Leary, I suppose, was my friend, so I'm more than willing to help in any way that I can. Money is not particularly something that I have a lot of, but I can talk to Olwen, and I don't think Olwen will turn you down.
He nods and smiles. They would expect a response by spring. If it cannot be paid, I will lead some of my knights, or some of the knights. What would he say? I don't think he has many knights. He said, I would lead my knight and my friends here in Summerland to the Saxon shore.
Well, then I suppose we should see Olwen quickly. Get Leary out as quickly as we can.
Well, I understand these things take time. I do not wish to interrupt the dance, but perhaps in the days that follow.
Absolutely. You can trust me to deliver the message, or I can bring you to her, whatever works.
He smiles. I think for the sake of time, we'll call that scene over, and then we're going to just start briefly the winter phase, and we're going to pause at a certain point, which will allow it to be not the beginning or not too much of the beginning of our next session. So let's get started there.
All right, I'm just tallying up some remaining glory stuff.
Okay. Let's start just with experience checks, because we probably won't get to the glory stuff anyways.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going through all of them, or...
Yes, you can just roll through all your checks, folks.
Who's going first?
Rebecca, do you need time? Do you want one of the others to go first?
No, I just yeah.
Yes?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just move down to Emily then next, and then to Nicole third.
All right, so it is energetic.
Oh, goes up.
Sweet. Energetic is high. Alrighty, the next one is spiritual. Spiritual said no.
Spiritual said no.
Temperate. Temperate said okay. Just clicked the wrong thing on my computer. I'm sorry. You accidentally click like the Windows store, and it like takes up your entire screen. You're like, please no. All right. Awareness. Crit.
Hey, it
Nice.
goes up one and it ticks.
Awesome. First aid. Nope. All right, religion. Oh, religion said no too. I kind of need to be good at religion.
14's not bad.
Sight. Yeah, I didn't think sight was gonna give me anything. Oh, I do have something. Divination.
Hey.
Nice. Alrighty, and that would yeah, that ends Beatrice.
It ends Beatrice. Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Dun dun dun. The ring might. I don't know.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that brings us to. Actually, what did you succeed on? Emily, from the feast. What was your first round?
My first round was temperate.
Okay.
So that was already checked.
Perfect. Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Ellie.
Nothing for energetic.
Okay. Oh, so
Honest
close.
is also not going up.
I don't think you need to be any more than famously honest.
I think I'm going up an arbitrary. Oops.
Arbitrary by 1. Jess goes down by 1. Proud goes up. Uh-oh. Might be finding Alien's flaw here.
Yeah. Makes a lot of
Reckless.
sense, actually.
Oh, are you serious? On a 12? You're like... Owen's alright.
Yeah, I have my homage to Natalia is 16.
Kill him.
I would like to point out that my
Next year's
loyalty
raid.
lord, which is Olwen, is at a 6.
Bunch of cows.
Yep.
Oh, are you kidding?
Oh, this is your roll 20
Bad
is
luck
mad
this
at
year.
you.
Okay.
There we go,
Mostly
heraldry.
Hey, intrigue?
Yeah. The best roll, really.
Battle? That was a big one for you. No on sword, but that one's a tough one to get for free. Has happened.
Happened at what? Last episode.
And that's all of mine. Yep.
Okay. Well, battle and intrigue are pretty big ones for you, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Heraldry 6 is getting heraldry as a knight can become pretty important. So, not that's the only importance, but it might help with your wherewithal. It kind of makes sense you'd be so low because you're like, the world's different 10 years later.
Yeah.
What year is it? Right. That brings us to Olwen.
Alright. Fuck me.
Goes
You're
up and
turning
it
into terrible people.
Uh-oh. It's almost like
Anarchy
being the Autumn
hard, you
Princess
guys.
is making you, more vengeful.
She's feeling in control.
Modest, though.
Yeah.
Reckless.
Reckless.
I'd hate to see Olwen unsupervised soon.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta up that too. Shit. Well, I'm famously reckless for being unsupervised.
When unsupervised, though.
When
Exactly.
unsupervised.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, that's a big one.
Oh,
What? Really? That's bad.
yeah. Alas. Ah. Nice.
You got religion.
Hey, swimming
Better
goes up.
at swimming.
That's a big one for
which is-
you.
Yeah, I'm so scared of drowning, you guys.
It's like, you know, it's not out of, like, normally, like, don't worry about that in a game like this. Like, well...
Right? It's almost happened so many times.
It's like, can't fight reality. It's just what it is.
And Destiny done.
Okay, let me see one thing here. Okay. All right. Everyone's age goes up by 1.
Except for me.
Yeah.
Because I have officially spent a whole year in Faerie.
Alina's officially 30.
28.
Okay. We're almost done. I know it's way later than normal. This won't be our norm, but this will catch us up and put us in 5:02. I'm gonna take just a couple minute break. We're gonna finish up this very next point, and then we're gonna wrap it for the night. Okay?
Right.
Does it work? Okay.
Mhm.
So be right back. Hi everyone, we're back. We realized we hit our dreaded 3 a.m. marker for the East Coasters, which is well beyond sleep time and not normally how long you play. So I too need to go to bed. So we're gonna wrap it up here, and we're gonna finish off the winter phase next time. We're just gonna do some outros. We'll start with you, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I played Lady Orwyn, who's inching more towards a bit vengeful and unseelie as time goes on. Who'd have thunk?
Okay. We'll go to Emily next.
Hi, I'm Emily. I played Lady Beatrice, and I might also be moving more vengeful. There's a curse ring. It's a curse ring, and I'm stressed, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I have to spell. That'll work.
Sure.
Maybe.
That'll work. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Nicole.
I'm Nicole. I played Sir Elian, who is not as lost, but is increasingly prideful.
Sir Elian the Proud.
Elian the Proud.
Still more honest than proud, but yeah.
Listen, we have famously proud people, I think, somewhere in the games. So
Yeah, she's not famously proud.
no, nope, not
No,
yet.
she's 15.
15 with a tick. But anyways, no, that was a good session, folks. I'm Bob. I run this game, and I run a game in Salisbury on Sundays and a game in Gales, as we talked about on. Hold on, I'm blanking.
Oh shit!
On Fridays. There we go.
Yeah.
So, as you can tell, it's late for me. So, yeah, check out the games because they are intermingled, and they're becoming more intermingled in this time of anarchy. What I will share for Nicole and you folks, because I wanted to get to this and we're not going to have time, but as we begin the new year, some things have changed. It seems that Ninteliad's army in Avalon has marched north and defeated mountain men and Norgales, and several lords in the area have kind of turned to him as a potential high king.
Ooh.
And that is a label that goes across all of Britain, like Aurelius once was. So we will get to that in a little more detail next time. I love having how isolated Summerland feels. It really feels quite authentic. So thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Hold on.
Bye.
We got a crowd. We got a crowd.
Yeah.
We got a crowd.
Yeah. First
Also,
off,
I linked our socials and our Discord in the chat. So if you guys had a fun time and want to, hang out with us, we post memes and chat and have a whole bunch of fun on our Discord. So I forgot to mention that. So come join us.
Let's see if anyone is online right now. Urians. Okay. Sounds like Urians, which is a character in our game. So let's rate.
It does.
Okay, one sec. Urians is the new Lord Husband of Morgan. So.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Yeah. Morgan.
How does Morgan feel about that?
Oh, we'll figure that out later.
Honestly, he should be more afraid.
Probably true.
Kid's gonna go places.
Yeah, she is. Both of Beatrice's acolytes were gonna so famous.
Beatrice just mentors absolute chaos.
Raiding out in 5, 4, 3, 2. See y'all soon.
Bye. Go.